The bloodline continues to fracture beyond repair, and this week on WWE SmackDown, the splinters turned into shrapnel. In one of the most intense backstage moments in recent WWE memory, Solo Sikoa confronted his cousin Jimmy Uso with a vicious verbal assault that not only shocked fans but solidified that the line between family and enemy has officially been erased. What began as a quiet night turned into a full-blown storm as Solo Sikoa made it abundantly clear that his patience is gone, his loyalty is broken, and his wrath is only just beginning. The confrontation didn't happen in the ring.
It wasn't built up with pyro or theme music. It wasn't scheduled. This was real. This was raw.
After a dominant and violent victory in the ring earlier in the night, Solo was seen walking backstage with no expression. His face was blank, but his silence was more dangerous than any words. The air shifted. Even backstage personnel gave him space.
Something was coming.
Without warning, Solo barged through the locker room doors where Jimmy Uso was relaxing, deep in conversation with production staff.
The room fell silent instantly.
The energy changed the second Solo entered.
He didn't speak at first. He just stared. His eyes were locked on Jimmy like a predator sizing up prey.
And then, in a voice cold as ice, he said it. "Stay out of my business, Jimmy." Jimmy, stunned but not immediately intimidated, stood up slowly and tried to maintain control. He brushed off the threat, chuckled, and replied with a smirk. "Man, come on, we family. What's all this about?"
But there was no hint of family in Solo's tone or body language. Solo stepped closer, fists clenched, eyes burning. "You picked your side. You made your choice. You helped Jacob Fatu.
Now stay out of my way, or next time, I won't just talk." The message wasn't just a warning. It was a declaration of independence. Solo Sikoa was cutting all ties. The locker room was dead silent as the two cousins stared each other down. For a moment, it looked like things were about to explode right then and there. But Jimmy, showing a rare flash of restraint, held his ground without swinging. Solo didn't flinch. He slammed his fist against the steel locker, creating a thunderous bang that echoed through the halls, before turning and walking out, leaving a trail of tension behind him like a thunderstorm rolling away after a lightning strike. This wasn't just about hurt feelings or a minor disagreement. This was a culmination of months of cracks in the foundation of the bloodline. Roman Reigns' absence has left a power vacuum, and in his place, Solo Sikoa has emerged as a ruthless enforcer who's no longer just taking orders, he's making them. And in his new role, there is no room for sentimentality, no room for forgiveness, and certainly no room for family members who choose to stand in his way. The root of the issue lies in last week's episode of SmackDown, when Jimmy Uso shockingly aided Jacob Fatu in his fight against Solo, leveling the battlefield and turning what seemed like Solo's moment of dominance into a chaotic standoff. That moment caused a seismic shift in the dynamics of the bloodline and raised questions among fans and insiders alike.
Was Jimmy aligning with Fatu permanently?
Was he seeking to rebuild the bloodline under a new banner, one that doesn't include Solo? Whatever the motivation, Solo didn't care. In his mind, Jimmy crossed the line. And tonight, he made sure that Jimmy, and everyone else, knew that he wasn't going to tolerate betrayal, interference, or even perceived disrespect. Backstage, after Solo left, Jimmy could be seen visibly shaken for the first time in a long while. This wasn't a heated family dispute anymore, this was war. For all their years together, all their shared history, championships, and struggles, Solo has made it clear that blood doesn't equal loyalty in his world. Only control matters now. Only dominance. Social media erupted following the segment, with fans and superstars alike weighing in. Some called Solo's warning justified, while others condemned his cold and violent approach. But no matter which side you're on, everyone agrees on one thing. The bloodline is no longer a faction. It's a battlefield. The question now is how Jimmy Uso will respond. Will he continue to stand beside Jacob Fatu and escalate this family war even further? Or will he heed the warning and back down, giving Solo the space he demands? Either choice comes with consequences, and knowing Jimmy Uso's history, backing down may not be in his nature. What happens next could determine the fate of the entire WWE landscape. With alliances breaking, loyalties shifting, and egos colliding, we are witnessing the violent rebirth of the bloodline saga. And as Solo Sikoa steps deeper into his role as a ruthless powerhouse, the WWE Universe should brace for impact. Because this is no longer about family. This is about power. This is about survival. And for Solo Sikoa, it's only the beginning. The tension inside the bloodline reached a boiling point on WWE SmackDown, and the atmosphere backstage was electric with anticipation. As the show unfolded, Solo Sikoa sent shockwaves through the locker room with a moment that no one saw coming. In a tense confrontation that left the WWE Universe stunned, Solo confronted his own cousin Jimmy Uso, and what followed was nothing short of explosive. With the crowd still buzzing from earlier action, Solo marched through the corridors of the arena with fire in his eyes and a purpose in his stride. Cameras caught every second as he stormed into Jimmy's locker room without knocking. The silence was deafening for a moment, but it didn't last long. Solo stepped up to Jimmy, got in his face, and delivered a chilling message. "Stay out of my business, or I'll make you regret it." Jimmy, trying to play it cool, chuckled and leaned in, but Solo didn't flinch. He repeated his words even louder, this time slamming his fist into a nearby locker, making it echo like a gunshot.
The room fell quiet. The message was loud and clear.
This wasn't family talk anymore, this was a declaration of war. What makes this confrontation even more intense is that just weeks ago, Jimmy had returned to seemingly aid Jacob Fatu during a brutal brawl with Solo. That moment had already sent the bloodline into disarray. But tonight, Solo made it clear. He doesn't forgive, he doesn't forget, and he's done playing games. As SmackDown rolled on, whispers about the future of the bloodline spread like wildfire. Will Jimmy back off, or will this warning only fuel his desire to strike back? One thing's for sure, Solo Sikoa has officially drawn the battle line, and anyone who crosses it, family or not, better be ready for war. On a night already packed with chaos and suspense, WWE SmackDown took a dark and unexpected turn when Solo Sikoa delivered a chilling and brutal warning to his own cousin, Jimmy Uso. The Bloodline saga continues to spiral into deeper conflict, and this latest development might be the most personal yet. Earlier in the evening, subtle hints of tension had already begun to simmer. Backstage cameras picked up on whispers and wary glances as members of the roster quietly discussed the current disarray within the once dominant bloodline. With Roman Reigns still absent from the scene, the faction has become more unstable than ever. Solo Sikoa, once the silent enforcer, has now stepped into a role of aggressive leadership, and is not tolerating interference from anyone, not even his own blood. After finishing his match with an icy stare and a silent exit from